Today, all eyes are on King Charles III as he embarks on a new chapter in British monarchy. His coronation is a spectacle witnessed by millions around the globe, a tradition steeped in centuries of history and grandeur. But as we watch the pageantry unfold, let us not forget the monarchs who came before, each coronation a unique reflection of their era and reign. Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning sovereign in British history, ascended the throne in 1953. Her coronation, a momentous occasion, marked the first time cameras were allowed inside Westminster Abbey, broadcasting the ancient rituals to a captivated world. Join me now as we journey back through time, exploring the coronations of British monarchs, from the lavish ceremonies of the past to the modern celebrations of today. We will uncover the stories behind these historic events, the traditions that have endured, and the innovations that have shaped the monarchy we know today. From the first televised coronation to the whispers of ancient rituals, we'll delve into the heart of this enduring symbol of British heritage. The year was 1953. The world held its breath as a young Queen Elizabeth II, radiant in her coronation robes, was crowned at Westminster Abbey. This was a coronation like no other, for it was the first to be broadcast live on television. Millions around the world gathered around flickering black and white screens, witnessing the sacred oaths, the anointing with holy oil, and the placing of the crown upon her head. For the first time, the ancient rituals of the coronation were brought into the homes of everyday people. It was a defining moment for the monarchy, connecting the Queen with her people in a way that had never been possible before. The pomp and ceremony, the weight of history, and the promise of a new Elizabethan era were etched into the global consciousness, marking the dawn of a new age for the British monarchy. The year is 1937. While not televised, the coronation of King George VI marked another technological milestone. It was the first to be broadcast live on radio. From the hallowed halls of Westminster Abbey, the solemn oaths and hymns echoed out, reaching an estimated 20 million listeners across the globe. This new technology allowed people from all walks of life, from bustling cities to remote villages, to feel a sense of participation in this momentous occasion. The King's voice, firm and resolute despite the weight of the crown, resonated with a nation still reeling from the abdication of his brother and facing the looming threat of war. 1911 marked the coronation of King George V, an event that, while captured on film, remains largely lost to time. Only fragments of the original footage survive, offering tantalizing glimpses of the grandeur and spectacle of the day. However, what we do have are colorized photographs, the earliest known instance of this technology being used to document a royal event. These images, imbued with a vibrancy that belies their age, offer us a precious window into a bygone era. We see the ornate carriages, the dazzling jewels, and the sea of faces, all gathered to witness the crowning of a new king. Though much of the footage is lost, the significance of the event and its place in history remains. In 1902, King Edward VII ascended the throne, ushering in not just a new era, but a new mode of transportation for the monarchy. Breaking with tradition, Edward VII chose to travel to his coronation in a state automobile, a symbol of the burgeoning technological advancements of the time. This bold move, a stark contrast to the horse-drawn carriages of the past, signalled a monarch eager to embrace the changing world. His coronation, a lavish affair held at Westminster Abbey, reflected this blend of tradition and modernity. The ancient rituals remained, but they were now intertwined with the innovations of the new century. Edward VII's reign, though brief, marked a turning point as the monarchy began to adapt and evolve in the face of a rapidly changing world. Queen Victoria, crowned in 1838, holds a unique distinction in British history. She was the first monarch to be photographed. The image, taken several years after her coronation, captures the young queen in all her regal splendour. Ironically, Victoria, who reigned during a time of unprecedented technological advancement in photography, had a complex relationship with the camera. She famously scratched out her face in a family photograph, unhappy with how she appeared. Despite this, her image, captured in countless paintings and photographs, became an enduring symbol of her reign and the Victorian era. Hers was a time of immense change and progress, and the camera lens, for the first time, provided a window into the life and times of a monarch. In 1831, William IV, dubbed the Sailor King due to his naval background, ascended the throne. His coronation, in a stark contrast to the extravagance of his brother George IV, was a decidedly frugal affair. Known as the penny coronation due to its cost-cutting measures, it reflected the economic realities of the time and the king's own preference for simplicity. Gone were the lavish banquets and opulent decorations. Instead, a more modest affair was held, with turtle soup replacing the traditional grand feast. The penny coronation served as a reminder that even in times of austerity, the essential rituals and symbolism of the monarchy could endure. In stark contrast to his successor's frugality, the coronation of King George IV in 1821 was a spectacle of unparalleled extravagance. Known for his lavish taste and love of all things opulent, George IV spared no expense for his coronation, making it actually the most expensive in British history. The cost, a staggering sum equivalent to over £21 million today. From the dazzling jewels to the elaborate costumes and the seemingly endless banquet, the coronation was truly a feast for the senses. George IV, ever the showman, even had a 60-foot-long mechanical elephant created for the procession, though sadly it never made it to Westminster Abbey. His coronation, a testament to both his grand vision and his excesses, remains a legendary event in British history. The year was 1761. A young King George III, destined to become Britain's longest reigning king at 59 years and 96 days, was crowned in a ceremony marked by both splendour and political intrigue. His reign, spanning a period of immense change and upheaval, would see Britain lose its American colonies but emerge victorious from the Napoleonic Wars. George III's coronation, a grand affair held at Westminster Abbey, served as a symbol of stability and continuity during a time of great change. Little did anyone know that this seemingly healthy monarch would later face bouts of debilitating mental illness, a struggle that would cast a long shadow over his later years. In 1727, King George II ascended the throne, his coronation marking the first time a particular piece of music would be heard at this sacred ceremony. That piece was Zadok the Priest, a stirring anthem composed by George Friedrich Handel. Little did Handel know that his composition would become synonymous with the British monarchy, performed at every coronation since. George II's coronation, a grand affair held at Westminster Abbey, was a spectacle of grandeur and tradition. The inclusion of Zadok the Priest, a powerful blend of choral harmony and orchestral majesty, added a new layer of solemnity and grandeur to the occasion. The year is 1714. George I, the first German King of England, is crowned in a ceremony overshadowed by political tensions and, well, personal scandal. His wife, Sophia Dorothea of Chell, was notably absent from the coronation. Accused of adultery and imprisoned for over 30 years, Sophia Dorothea's absence was a stark reminder of the complexities and, the often tumultuous nature of royal life. Despite the shadow cast by his wife's imprisonment, George I's coronation marked the beginning of the Hanoverian dynasty, a lineage that would rule Britain for over a century. In 1702, Queen Anne ascended the throne, her coronation marking a significant moment in British musical history. The music for her coronation was composed by William Croft, a prominent composer of the time. Among his compositions was a piece that would become synonymous with British patriotism and national identity, God Save the Queen or King, depending on the reigning monarch. Anne's coronation, held at Westminster Abbey, was a grand affair, reflecting her deep religious faith and her desire for a united Great Britain. Croft's music, with its soaring melodies and triumphant spirit, perfectly captured the mood of the occasion, cementing God Save the Queen as a lasting symbol of British pride and heritage. The year is 1689. William of Orange and Mary II, his wife, are crowned joint monarchs of England, Ireland and Scotland in a ceremony that marked a turning point in British history. This unique coronation, the last of its kind, solidified the Glorious Revolution, which saw the deposition of James II and the establishment of a constitutional monarchy. The image of William and Mary, crowned side by side at Westminster Abbey, became a potent symbol of their shared power and their commitment to governing jointly. Their reign, though marked by ongoing conflict with France, laid the groundwork for the modern constitutional monarchy we know today. In 1685, James II, the last Roman Catholic monarch to be crowned in England, ascended the throne. His coronation, a lavish affair held at Westminster Abbey, was overshadowed by religious and political tensions that would ultimately lead to his downfall. James II's attempts to re-establish Catholicism as the state religion were met with fierce resistance, culminating in the Glorious Revolution of 1688. His reign, though brief and tumultuous, marked a pivotal moment in British history, leading to the establishment of a Protestant monarchy and the Bill of Rights, which limited the power of the monarch and guaranteed certain rights to Parliament and the people. The year is 1661. England, after years of civil war and Oliver Cromwell's republic, welcomes back its king, Charles II. His coronation, a joyous celebration of the restored monarchy, saw a significant change in attire. Charles II, though initially crowned in full armour, opted for more comfortable robes for the remainder of the ceremony. This shift from martial attire to more regal robes reflected the changing times, and Charles II's desire to distance himself from the turmoil of the past. His reign, known as the Restoration, ushered in a new era of relative stability and cultural flourishing, marked by a renewed interest in the arts and sciences. In 1626, Charles I was crowned King of England, Scotland and Ireland, his coronation a lavish affair held at Westminster Abbey. However, beneath the surface of celebration lurked growing tensions between the Crown and Parliament that would eventually erupt into civil war. Charles I's belief in the divine right of kings and his clashes with Parliament over matters of religion and governance set the stage for a period of intense conflict. His reign, marked by the English Civil War and his eventual execution in 1649, serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of power and the consequences of unchecked authority. The year is 1603. James VI of Scotland, upon the death of his cousin Queen Elizabeth I, becomes James I of England, uniting the crowns of Scotland and England under one monarch. His coronation, a grand affair held at Westminster Abbey, marked the beginning of the Stuart dynasty and, well, a new chapter in British history. James I, a scholar king who authorised the translation of the Bible that bears his name, faced numerous challenges during his reign, including religious tensions and plots against his rule, most notably the Gunpowder Plot of 1605. In 1559, amidst great fanfare and celebration, Elizabeth I was crowned Queen of England. Her coronation, a meticulously orchestrated event, served as a powerful symbol of national unity and the dawn of a new Elizabethan age. For this momentous occasion, Elizabeth chose to wear a gown made entirely of English silk, a deliberate statement of her commitment to promoting English craftsmanship and industry. Her reign, known as the Golden Age, would see England flourish as a global power with advancements in exploration, literature and the arts. The year is 1553. Mary I, daughter of Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon, overcomes challenges to her claim and is crowned Queen of England. This momentous occasion marked a historic first. Mary I became the first Queen Regnant of England, ruling in her own right and not as a king's consort. However, her reign, marked by religious persecution of Protestants, earned her the moniker Bloody Mary, a testament to the brutality of the era. Despite the controversies, her coronation remains a significant event, forever etching her name in the annals of British history as the first woman to wear the English crown in her own right. In 1547, a young Edward VI, son of Henry VIII and Jane Seymour, ascended the throne at the tender age of 9. His coronation, while steeped in tradition, was also marked by the religious reforms sweeping through England at the time. Edward, being a devout Protestant, oversaw significant changes to the Church of England, moving it away from Catholic practices and establishing a more Protestant doctrine. His reign, though brief due to his untimely death at the age of 15, was a pivotal period in the English Reformation. His coronation, a poignant reminder of the young king's heavy responsibilities, marked a significant shift in the religious landscape of England. In 1509, Henry VIII, the second Tudor monarch, was crowned King of England. His coronation, a lavish affair, marked the beginning of a reign that would see dramatic changes to the English Church and really the very fabric of English society. Henry VIII's desire for a male heir and his break with the Roman Catholic Church over his divorce from Catherine of Aragon led to the English Reformation. He declared himself supreme head of the Church of England, a move that had profound and lasting consequences for the nation. His coronation, though steeped in tradition, foreshadowed the tumultuous changes that would come to define his reign. The year is 1485. Henry Tudor, after his victory at the Battle of Bosworth Field, is crowned King Henry VII, marking the beginning of the Tudor dynasty. His coronation, a carefully orchestrated affair, was designed to legitimize his claim to the throne and usher in a new era of peace and stability after years of civil war. What makes this coronation fascinating is a hidden figure in history. John Blank, a black musician, is recorded as having played the trumpet at the coronation festivities. His presence, a rare glimpse into the diversity of Tudor England, really does challenge our traditional understanding of this period. In 1483, Richard III was crowned King of England at York Minster, which was quite a departure from the traditional location of Westminster Abbey. This decision, probably a strategic move to consolidate his power base in the north, really reflected the political complexities of the time. Richard III's reign, though brief and shrouded in controversy, actually marked the end of the Plantagenet dynasty. His death at the Battle of Bosworth Field in 1485 and the subsequent discovery of his remains under a car park in Leicester centuries later have, well, cemented his place as one of the most infamous figures in English history. In 1461, Edward IV, the first Yorkist king, was crowned in a ceremony that marked a significant departure from tradition. For the first time in over 400 years, the coronation service was conducted entirely in English, which was really a reflection of the growing sense of English national identity and, a move away from the dominance of the French language in courtly life. Edward IV's reign, though marked by periods of conflict with the Lancastrians, saw the beginning of the Yorkist dynasty and, well, a period of relative stability for England. His coronation, a blend of tradition and innovation, reflected the changing times and the evolving role of the monarchy. In 1429, at the tender age of 8, Henry VI was crowned King of England at Westminster Abbey, making him the youngest monarch to be crowned in English history. His reign, marked by periods of both great piety and mental instability, was, honestly, a tumultuous one. He is perhaps best known for his role in the Wars of the Roses, that dynastic struggle between the houses of Lancaster and York. His coronation, a poignant reminder of the young king's heavy responsibilities, took place against the backdrop of ongoing conflict with France and internal divisions within the English court. In 1413, Henry V, already a seasoned military leader, was crowned King of England. His coronation day, however, was marked by a strange and unexpected event. A heavy snowstorm blanketed London. Some saw this as a bad omen, a harbinger of difficult times ahead. Despite this inauspicious start, Henry V's reign would be defined by his military successes against France in the 100 Years' War, most notably his victory at the Battle of Agincourt. His coronation, though overshadowed by the unseasonal weather, marked the beginning of a reign that would briefly restore English dominance on the European stage. From the solemnity of the oaths to the gleam of the crown jewels, each coronation offers a glimpse into the changing tapestry of British history. These ceremonies, steeped in tradition yet constantly evolving, reflect not only the continuity of the monarchy, but also the changing times and the relationship between the monarch and the people. As we have journeyed through the centuries, witnessing the coronations of kings and queens, we have seen how these events have shaped our understanding of the monarchy. From the first televised coronation to the whispers of ancient rituals, each ceremony has added a unique thread to the rich tapestry of British royal history. And so, as we look to the future, we can be certain that the tradition of the coronation, in all its grandeur and symbolism, will continue to endure, reflecting the enduring bond between the monarch and the nation.